Hi, Teacher Effie.
Barang. Bara. Yang kanyang katawan. Sana ay habang buhay na ito.
Hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hello guys. Good afternoon, good evening. Parang ang liwanag-liwanag pa kasi dito eh. Alright, kaya sasabihin kong good afternoon. Well, anyway, good evening guys. Well, how are you people? Yes! Alright. It's nice to see you again. Medyo konti lang tayo ngayon kasi late na ako nakapost ng link kasi akala ko hindi ako makahabol. Galing kasi kami sa labas ng anak ko. So, I just posted the link this afternoon kaya medyo di nakita ng iba. Well, anyway, marami pa rin talaga yung 28. Okay, guys. So, once again, good evening. I will open your microphone for a while so that you can say hi to everyone. Okay? So, for a while. Hello, good evening.
What's up, man?
Hello. Hi. Good evening, ma'am.
TikTok, bit my tongue.
Good evening.
Alright. Okay. Alright. There you are. So, let me read your names here because 28 lang. So, pwede ko mabasa. So, we have ang maagang-maaga si Marga. Hello. Marga, Glendon Jr., Princess Renzi, Shania, Darian, Bianca, Treksha Bardilas, tama? Trisha, Riley. Oh, yan! There you are, Riley. Parang umabsent ka ng ilang meetings, Alright, Kate, James Matthew, David. Yan. Si David at saka si Riley parang magkamukha, parang magkapatid. Alright, Vanji, Shari Gel, RJ, Beatricia, Princess Crisel, Cyphrine. Si Cyphrine ba yung nanalo ng arts ng acrylic painting? Parang kamukha or ano ba? Sean Andre, Naz. Oh, walang video si Naz. Bring out your video, Naz. Chris Warren, Cyrene and wag itago kagwapuhan na. Jared, Elos, Mark, and we have Elos, Mark. Wait lang po. Matt, Jumaira, Funzel, Maymay, and Xavier. Xavier, open your video. Kasi maset si Zoom na ma-close siya in 10 minutes. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, good evening. Yes, good evening, everyone. Ma'am, hindi ko po nakita yung password, kaya late kami. Okay. Hindi ka late kasi hindi pa ako nag-start. No worries. Okay. So, guys, good evening once again. Last time, we discussed about your reproductive or human reproductive system. Diba? We discussed, sandali lang. We discussed about the male and female. Tapos yung kaibahan, yung changes. But this time, meron akong konting video just to support or as a review of the reproductive and then of the reproductive system. And then after that, magpapakita ulit ako ng video about nervous system. Okay? Pero guys, sabihin ko lang sa inyo in advance, I will have a short lecture on the nervous system after. Tapos, hindi tayo makaabot ng like almost 8 p.m. Alright? So, short video lang po. Short lang yan yung ano natin kasi I have a meeting with, anong tawag nito? Yung certain institution. So, I need to be online before 8 p.m. Alright. Well, anyway, guys, so let's continue. Again, 31 tayo lahat ngayon. Okay, nadagdagan and we are live on YouTube. So, I just hope you hit that YouTube channel and you subscribe kasi sa inyo yan. Iniba ko yan. So, yung YouTube na yan, yung YouTube channel na ito, dyan kayo. Okay? Lahat ng classes ko, like free classes, andyan lahat yan. So, tinawag siya E&J, Effie and JM's Learning Center, Kids Learning Center. Iba yung ano ko, yung isang channel ko na meron ng almost 1,000 subscribers. Ito, wala pang subscribers. Itong YouTube ko ito ngayon kung saan ito naka-live. Kasi exclusively for us lang ito. Alright? Or sa atin. Okay? So, guys, I will project a video. It will serve as your review or additional info kung mayroon akong walang na-discuss last time. So, siguro makita nyo ngayon. And then, pagkatapos yan, hindi muna ako mag-game. Like quiz, hindi muna. Proceed tayo sa nervous system. Okay? Marami tayong nervous system. Meron tayong skeletal, urinary, yon. So, ubusin natin yung nervous system na yan if we, sa science natin na schedule. Okay, guys? So, since hindi pa ako tapos sa reproductive, so let's go back to a short video from YouTube rin ito. So, if you want to see it again, well, actually, you can just search for the title. Okay, guys? So, there are so many, support learning from YouTube, guys. Okay? So, wait lang po.
The journey of life.
The human reproductive system, full process, step by step. Yung from egg, ito na yung ngayon ng process of like, the process of yung egg or yung sperm cell, pumasok ngayon doon at nag-meet doon sa egg ng babae. So, the formation, this is the formation. Okay? So, this is the last part of the human reproductive system. O, di ba na mention ko na yung differences? Yung for example, mag-grow ang babae, lalaki, tutubo ang mga buhok, yon. Lalaki yung boses. Did I discuss this last time? Guys? Okay, yes. Thank you, Jared. Si Jared lang yung nakita kong sumagot. Alright, siguro hindi ko lang nakita yung iba. So, let's proceed.
The journey of life starts with a fascinating race. Starting with millions of sperm, only one, the fastest and the strongest, will reach the finish line. Some fall out of the race, getting lost in the rush through the narrow fallopian tubes, while some are stopped by natural obstacles which protect the woman's body from intruders. Those who make it closer to the end compete fiercely with each other. Together, they attack the egg cell, Their only goal is to be the first one to enter the egg. Only one will make it through, but the others simplify this mission by slowly dissolving the membrane of the egg. Finally, we have a winner. The winning sperm enters the egg and conception occurs. Half the man's and half the woman's chromosomes combine. This creates a unique DNA code which is needed to create new life. These combined chromosomes form the first cell of the new baby. This is now called the zygote. The zygote starts to divide into a cluster of cells and begins to travel to the friendly and safe habitat of the uterus. When the zygote is divided into a bubble of cells, a blastocyst is formed with an inner layer of cells making up the embryo and an outer layer which will protect and nourish the embryo. The blastocyst then finds a comfortable place to stay in the uterus for the next 40 weeks to develop and transform into a human being.
Alright, that is interesting and amazing science. So kayo yon, how are you developed? How are you, like, how did it start? So nagsimula lang yun siya sa the strongest and the fastest egg from, of course, from, cell. Tapos siya yung magmi-meet doon sa girl and then there you are, ma-develop na kayo. So may winner, isa, millions yon ang lumilipad. It's just like racing. Tapos kung sino yung fastest and strongest, siya lang yung makabuo. Alright, siya yung makapasok sa ovary. I mean sa egg, okay? Makapenetrate doon sa egg to form a new human. Alright? So yun lang yung last part ng reproductive. Actually, pag nasa normal schooling tayo, I think it will take you 1 week para matapos yung ganon na lesson. Kasi of course, step by step process at saka at least yung teacher is really go deeper to the topic. For example, the test, ganon. Pero ang atin dito is support and then kahit at least papano you have this general information about the topic human reproductive system. Okay? Gets you guys? Alright. So now we are going to proceed to the near, what's this? Anong tawag ito? Sandali lang ha. Nervous system. What is nervous system? Wait lang po. Oops. So we are going to talk about nervous system. Okay, we talk about digestive system. Yung how we digest, how we process or how our body process the food. And then paano siya excrete. And then this one, reproductive. And then third is nervous system. What is nervous system? Okay, again, this is a very important. And part of this lesson is that how are we going to, to remember things? How are we going to learn fast? What are the things we need to do? Those are, that includes in discussing, or it will include, or it will be part of the nervous system lesson. Okay, so let me open. I'll show you a video again of the nervous system. Wait lang po. Okay. So, please watch carefully. Kailangan concentrate tayo dito. Ay, saan yung video? Wait lang. Video muna bago yung slide ko. Kasi I have the slide. Yan. Alright. Okay, so I will have a slide, a short lesson later, but after this video, support yung yung lesson ko. All right, so please watch this one. Okay, ready guys? Just listen to it.
The great and mighty nervous system, or the brain as most of us call it. What makes this organ unique is that within it lies the ability for humans to know oneself. This feature distinguishes and sets the human species apart from the rest of creation. This ability is known as consciousness or intelligence. To begin, let's look at the primary function of the nervous system. The basic purpose is to coordinate all of the activities of the body. It enables the body to respond and adapt to changes that occur both inside and outside the body. Now, the nervous system is actually split into two parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. We'll explore the peripheral later, but first, let's look at the central nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of two major structures: the brain and the spinal cord. As most people know, the brain is found within the cranium or skull, and there are 6 main sections among other structures within it. These 6 sections are the cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, the midbrain, pons, and the medulla oblongata. The first section is the cerebrum. This is the largest section. It's divided into 2 major hemispheres, which are the right and left hemisphere. And the cerebrum is further divided into 4 lobes. These 4 lobes are the frontal, the parietal, the temporal, and the occipital. The frontal lobe is primarily responsible for reasoning and thought. The parietal is primarily responsible for integrating sensory information. The temporal is primarily responsible for processing auditory information from the ears. And the occipital is primarily responsible for processing visual information from the eyes. The second section of the brain is the cerebellum. This is the section located in the back of the head, below the cerebrum, and above the first cervical of the neck. It is responsible for muscle coordination, balance, posture, and muscle tone. The diencephalon section is found between the cerebrum and the midbrain. It contains 2 structures: the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus behaves much like a relay station and directs sensory impulses to the cerebrum. And the hypothalamus controls and regulates autonomic nervous system functions such as temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep, and blood vessel constriction and dilation. The hypothalamus also plays a role in the emotions such as anger, fear, pleasure, pain, and affection. The midbrain section is located below the cerebrum at the top of the brainstem. It is responsible for certain eye and auditory reflexes. The pons is located below the midbrain and in the brainstem. It is responsible for certain reflex actions such as chewing, tasting, and saliva production. And the last section is the medulla oblongata. It's the lowest part of the brainstem, and it connects with the spinal cord and is responsible for regulating heart and blood vessel function, digestion, respiration, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and blood pressure. It's also known as the center for respiration. Now that we've covered the brain, let's take a look at the other half of the central nervous system, the spinal cord. The spinal cord is the link between the brain and the nerves and the rest of the body. The spinal cord is divided into 4 different regions: the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and the afferent and efferent spinal nerves, which merge to form the peripheral nerves. The afferent spinal nerves are responsible for carrying information from the body to the brain. And the efferent spinal nerves are responsible for carrying information from the brain to the body. Now, within this elaborate system of nerves, neurons, and dendrites, there is a system that regulates the functions of the central nervous system, which lie outside its major components, such as the brain and the spinal cord. This system is known as the peripheral nervous system and is subdivided into 2 smaller systems: the somatic system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is responsible for carrying motor and sensory information both to and from the central nervous system. This system is made up of nerves that connect to the skin, sensory organs, and all skeletal muscles. The somatic system is also responsible for nearly all voluntary muscle movements, as well as for processing sensory information that arrives via external stimuli including hearing, touch, and sight. The structures that allow this communication to happen between the nerves throughout the body and the central nervous system are known as the afferent sensory neurons and the efferent motor neurons. Now, afferent simply means conducting inward, and efferent means conducting outward. So just like in the spinal nerves, the afferent neurons take information from the nerves to the central nervous system, and the efferent neurons take information from the central nervous system to the muscle fibers throughout the body. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is vital to our survival. Have you ever heard of the fight or flight response to danger? The sympathetic nervous system revs up the body when confronted with imminent danger to either defend yourself or to escape the threat. The parasympathetic nervous system is the counterbalance to the sympathetic response to danger, whether real or imagined. Once the threat is gone, the parasympathetic brings all the systems of the body back to normal. Now at this point, you should have a basic understanding of the nervous system, but let's do a quick recap. The basic purpose of the nervous system is to coordinate all the activities of the body. It enables the body to respond and adapt to changes that occur both inside and outside the body. The two major parts to the nervous system are the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is also divided into two major structures, the brain and the spinal cord. The brain is found within the skull or cranium, and it is made up of 6 main sections. These 6 sections are the cerebrum, cerebellum, diencephalon, the midbrain, pons, and the medulla oblongata. The other half of the central nervous system is the spinal cord, and the spinal cord is the link between the brain and the nerves and the rest of your body. The spinal cord is divided into 4 different regions: the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and afferent and efferent spinal nerves, which merge to form the peripheral nerves. Now that we know the brain and spinal cord primarily make up the central nervous system, let's look at the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is essentially the nervous system outside of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is then subdivided into 2 smaller systems called the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So, as you can see, the nervous system is quite complex, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Thanks for watching. Look for more videos on the nervous system.
All right. Okay. Well, look at that. Learning science is very interesting. Okay. So remember, guys, I know you have taken those things. Remember, we have 2 parts. When we say about nervous system, we have 2 major parts. We have the if you're really listening, sige daw, be, what are those 2 parts or major parts of the nervous system?
Brain and spinal cord.
Okay, so we have the brain and spinal cord.
Brain and spinal cord.
All right, and
Brain
then
and spinal
is the
cord.
peripheral. Okay.
Brain and spinal cord.
Okay, you were really listening. Now, what is really the purpose of nervous system? Summarize ko lang yung kanina, ha. So what's really the purpose of the nervous system? As you can see, diba, you blink your eyes. Diba? Blink your eyes. At of course, hindi mo yan siya sinasadya. Hindi mo sinasabi, after 1 minute, I blink my eye. After 10 seconds, I'll blink my eye. For example, you're not going to think about it like, 10 seconds na, mag-blink na ako. 2. Another 10 seconds, mag-blink ulit ako. Okay, it's not like that. So that is part of the nervous system. That is really the part of the one part of the nervous system where there is this activity of our of the body that we do not control. I mean, voluntary na siya. Hindi mo na siya minamanage. For, iba siya sa ginagawa natin, I'm going to have an exercise. I will raise my right hand like this, like this, like that. Alright? Tapos, isa pa is that, for example, nahawakan mo yung mainit na isang bagay. Sabihin mo, mainit, bitawan ko siya, Of course, it's not like that. But of course, the moment you touch it and it's mainit, of course, hindi mo na iisipin na bibitawan mo. Automatically, you release it. So, that is one of the activities that ng nervous system. Okay. Now, I will give you an example, guys. A really real example. When I gave birth, kasi cesarean ako kailangan, butasan yung tiyan ko para makuha yung anak ko, yung baby ko. Sana yung baby ko? Dinala ko kanina sa doctor. Ito. Ito na. Ito na yung baby ko. Cesarean. Okay. So, hiniwa yung tiyan ko, guys. But bago yan siya hiniwa. Diba? Remember, there is brain and spinal cord. Gawin natin example dito. Come here, anak. Come here. I will make an example. Okay. So, of course, this is the brain. At dito yung brain. There is a big na parang wire dyan nagko-connect. Wait, anak. Wait. Okay. May parang malaking wire dyan na nag-connect from the brain going to here sa center. Ganon. Ganon lang siya. Center. Tapos, from that big wire, may mga small wires na palabas. Okay? So, those are peripheral. Now, ano yung sinasabi ko na kapag bago hiniwa yung tiyan ko, sino dito yung mga cesarean, nilabas kayo dahil sa hiniwa, cesarean yung mga mama nyo sa inyo. Okay, it's not easy. Okay, hiniwa yung mga tiyan nila tapos para lang malabas kayo. Yung spinal cord, akin na yung anak. Don't touch, anak. Okay. Sige, imagine, this is now the brain, ha? Maliit ang brain. So this is the spinal cord. Diba may mga konting mga wires dyan? These are the peripherals. Ito yung mga nerves sa labas ng brain and spinal cord. Sila na yung nagko-connect sa mga body natin why we move. Alright? Ngayon, bago ako nanganak, bago hiniwa yung tiyan ko, pinatalikod ako ng doktor. Tapos, pinabend yung body ko. It's just like that. Sa bed, pinatalikod ako. And then, merong hinanap dyan na space from the sa spinal cord ko. Doon in-inject yung anesthesia. So, bakit? Anong purpose ng anesthesia na yon? Siya yung gamot para yung pain hindi ma-feel doon sa nerve na yon kung saan na peripheral hihiwain. Okay? So, halimbawa, dito siya banda. Pag dito siya i-inject, banda tiyan, no. Sa tiyan banda yung hihiwain natin, hindi ma-feel yung pain. Bakit hindi ma-feel yung pain? Kasi, pinatulog muna sandali yung mga reflectors ng pain para hindi ma-feel ng tao na masakit siya. So, hindi siya ma-feel kasi pinatulog muna yung mga pain reflectors. Okay? So, yun ang peripheral, yung labas, yung mga nerves sa labas ng spinal cord. So, kung makita ninyo, yung mga ganyan, mga nerves yan, yung mga green, yan, yung mga parang mga wire, mga kuryente. Okay. I will give you another example of the function of the nerves. Keep quiet. When I had my duty in the hospital because I took up nursing, we had this one patient na kahit anong tusok mo sa paa niya, for example, ito yung paa niya. Kahit anong tusok mo, hindi niya ma-feel yung pain. Pero yung rotten yung paa niya, tsaka mabaho. Okay? So, namatay na yung mga muscles dyan. Tapos, hindi siya maka-feel ng pain. Bakit hindi siya maka-feel ng pain? Dito banda may sugat. Tapos, dito namaga na yan siya. So may nerves doon, may part na dito, for example, dito banda, hindi niya ma-feel yung pain. Dito may ma-feel siya kunting kirot. So the tendency was, may nerve doon na naapektuhan ng sugat dito na hindi na naayos, hindi na maayos. At hindi na, yung parang hindi na siya yung hihilom, okay? So anong ginawa namin? From dito yung sugat niya, dito na rat na yung ano niya, yung parang yes, na para bang ang baho, na para bang feeling mo inuud na yung dito niya, yung paa niya. So kinount namin papunta dito, pinutol namin yung paa niya. Bago namin pinutol is that yung mga nerves, okay, dahan-dahan yan siya. Umabot, pagputol ng isang paa ng tao, it took us 2 hours, more than 2 hours para putulin lang ang paa ng tao. Bakit? Kasi dahan-dahan tatalian yung nerve dito banda kasi wala na yung dito eh. Bakit siya putulin? Madamay yung ibang nerves. So aakyat yan siya dito, baka yung sa paa niya aakyat, so maapektuhan yung ibang parte ng katawan kasi they are connected. Diba? So that is how important it is. Now, napaka-importante din guys na hindi mabangga yung likod ninyo. These are the sensitive part of our body. Na yung ulo natin, di ba nakita nyo kanina, yung part ng brain, tapos pabuntang ganon. Ang napaka-importanteng mga part ng katawan na major talaga is the brain and the spinal cord. Bakit? Medyo okay pa kung dito tayo matamaan kasi dito lang yung affected na portion, yung peripheral lang. Ang problema kapag matamaan, yung brain at saka yung spinal cord, that is a big problem. Bakit? There is the tendency na half ng katawan mo hindi na mag-function. Kasi yung peripheral, for example, natamaan yung spinal column mo, ng spinal cord mo, tapos pag dito pala, ang naka-assign dito is ang buong lower portion ng body mo, ma-paralyze yung tao. Maapektuhan yung mga part na yon. Yung major talaga ang maapektuhan. Okay? Na may portion na ang maapektuhan is yung left hand. May portion maapektuhan the right hand. So mga masyadong dyan, yung activity, delikado po na matumba tayo, mabangga or whatsoever, na matamaan yung ulo natin at spinal cord. Kasi halos lahat na maapektuhan. Okay? So, that's how important it is to take care of our body. Okay? Now, let's go to, those are the muscles. Again guys, di ba kapag nagsasalita tayo, hindi natin sinasadya na gumagalaw. Pangit naman siguro nagsasalita tayo tapos ganun lang. Okay, di ba? There are really times na when we talk, we really move our hands, right? That is part really of the function of the neurons. The nerves. Okay? So hindi natin siya sinasadya. And then when we blink our eyes, when we touch something that is really hot, so we tend to move automatically without thinking. Hindi mo isipin, mainit, bitawan ko na, hindi pa, mainit. No, it's not like that. All right? Okay, take note of that. One thing then, anong tawag natin doon sa yung information from the brain na siya magdadala doon sa katawan? For example, saan yung hahawakan ko? For example, ganito. Brown and yellow. Anong ikulay ko dito? Something like that. So si brain, siya ang magdidictate doon sa kamay mo. Si brain sabi niya, I like orange. So ngayon, yung kamay mo, so nagdictate si orange yung gusto niya. Of course, mag-coordinate yung kamay mo doon sa orange. That is efferent. Diba? That's efferent from the brain going to the body. Hindi mag-function mabuti yung utak mo kapag sinabi ng brain mo na orange, tapos pinick up mo yellow. Ano yun? Ano yun? Diba? Okay, actually mayroong sakit na ganun eh. May mga tao talaga na they can identify letters, pero pag isahin mo na yung letter, for example, they can read A to Z, pero pag isahin na yung letters, pag sama-samahin na yung letters, hindi nila ma-identify yung words. Merong ganon. Meron din, I don't know how true itong si Rambo or si Sylvester Stallone. Hindi ko lang ma-confirm kung totoo. Hindi siya maka-identify ng words. So, but they are good listeners. So, hindi maka-identify ng words. May mga tao talaga ganun. So, there is really something doon sa, sa part ng brain. Okay? All right. Now, how about bringing the information from the outside going to the brain? For example, nakapikit ka. May 5 boxes. Nakapikit ka na. Okay. Bianca, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. There are 5 boxes here. Now, touch that something inside the box. And you have to tell us what is that. Okay. So, isang box, ang laman, cockroach. Sa isang box, ang laman, daga, rat. Okay. Sa third box, ang laman, it's, marshmallow. Okay. Sa fourth box, ang laman, worm. And then sa fifth box, ang laman, like snake. Of course, will you be able, if kayo ang tatanungin ko, will you be able to identify, will you be able to send a message to your brain? Ganuhin ng kamay mo. Oh, what's this? Oh, apple na pala yun. Ang tinatch mo is snake. Pero, apple. Apple ito, pero snake yun Apple. Your peripheral does not function well kasi hindi siya nakasend ng tamang message doon sa brain mo. And that is afferent. Okay? All right. So from the outside going to the brain, from the outside going to the brain. So of course, this is a snake. Oh, sabihin ng brain, snake, and then si brain ulit magsabi doon sa mouth, snake. All right. So yun lang ang connection. So maybe ginanon mo, hindi masyadong nag-register doon sa utak mo kung ano yon. Sanabi mong apple, yun pala ahas yon. So there is something doon wrong sa nerves mo. Okay? So, yun ang ng nervous system. Okay? So, ngayon, doon tayo sa brain. How are we going to, wait lang po. Malapit na itong mag-40. Sige lang. I still have, sige lang. No problem. Okay. I will show you a short, what's this? A short, wait lang po. Some techniques on how are we going to, concentrate well. Learning. Paano yung learning process? Kasi it's part of the nervous system Yung learning process. How are you going to help yourself? Dito ba yun? Sandali lang Sa dami ng ko. How are you going to help yourself para makakonsentrate ka for learning process natin? Wait lang. This is the last portion. Actually, marami, wala dito. Sige lang, next time na lang. Well, don't worry. Ganito kasi yun. What are you going to do to concentrate well? What are you going to do to para mag-high yung intelligence natin? Isang sinasabi doon is that concentrate. For example, if you're listening, you really have to concentrate. So how are you going to concentrate? Of course, you have to listen and you have to imagine things. Now, you cannot concentrate well then and you cannot fully imagine things kapag kulang din sa pag-nurture o pag-alaga yung mga brain natin. So of course, part of taking care of our brain is that we have to drink lots of water and we must have nutrients. We are taking enough nutrients. Okay, another thing, go to a quiet place because you are always distracted when you are in a place that is very noisy. Hindi ka talaga makakonsentrate nun. Okay, guys? Actually, guys, marami tayong pag-uusapan sa nervous system. Yung mga smelling, ganon. Marami pang interesting facts about sa nervous system. Sa akin lang, maliban sa kain, sa digestive system, gusto ko pag-aralang mabuti yung sa nervous system. Kasi dyan nagsimula ang lahat even sa digestive system natin, sa skeletal or sa whatsoever, nandun nagsisimula lahat. Okay, guys? So, well, anyway, I just hope na you learned something tonight about the nervous system. Guys, hindi pa tayo tapos. Meron pa akong slide na i-present sa inyo na it's going to be more interesting kasi we will go to specifics. Okay, so when I say we will go to specifics, a more specific topic about nervous system. Yung natin ngayon is just general. It's an overview of the things that we need to learn. But next time, pero wag muna ngayong Sunday kasi Sunday natin is I think mag-English muna tayo. So, siguro next week ulit. So we'll have this continuation of the nervous system. Okay, guys. So this Sunday, I will see you again this Sunday, and our topic will be English. Wag muna yung arts and craft. Mamaya na yun. I just hope maka-prepare kayo ng poster color. Kung may time kayo, kasi hindi muna natin this Sunday, sana next week may poster color kayo and we can have basic painting. You know what? Sa stone lang, I don't know ambot. I don't know kung naipakita ko ito sa inyo, the black and white part of the stone. Kinuha ko lang ito sa likod ng bahay. I painted it black, I painted it blue, and then roses. All right. So, I just hope na poster color is only 50 pesos. And then sketch pad is only 20 pesos. That's all. So less than 100 pesos, I can teach you basic painting. Actually, meron naman akong paid ongoing sa acrylic painting ngayon. And then next batch ko will be sa August 11. So I just hope merong magka-interest na mag-enroll because I'm very much willing to share what I have. Okay? So guys, I thank you so much. Next meeting, we will discuss about nervous system. Continuation pa rin tayo sa nervous system. Pero yung mga sense of smelling, yung mga cranial nerves. Ano yung cranial nerves? Yun, napaka-importante nun. Hindi nyo talaga yan maiiwasan. Madidiscuss nyo talaga yan sa school ninyo. At least you have this advanced knowledge. Okay, guys? Or to some of you, it will serve as review. Okay? As long as merong nag-a-attend sa klase, as long as merong nag-i-enroll sa paid classes ko, I will always give a free class. Alright, kasi pag walang magpa-enroll sa paid classes ko, anong gagawin ko? Maghanap ako ng work outside. Maghanap ako ng something na pagkakakitaan para, of course, may pagkain kami. Alright? Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I'm not going to end this. I will open, I am so happy to see you because you develop friends and you gain friends through this online class and you develop big company, yung nationwide friends. Okay? So, guys, thank you so much and sana naman, pagbigyan nyo naman yung kunting hiling ko. Mag-post naman kayo ng video sa comment section. Anong problema natin, guys? Yun lang hinihingi ko, guys. Sige naman, bigyan nyo naman ako. Alright? So, thank you so much. Yes, you too. Because if I don't love you guys, ano pa kaya alam ko bakit ako magbibigay ng free classes? Wala. Parang ganun. Okay. Anyway, so, thank you so much, guys. I just love sharing what I know. And sayang lang yung training ko sa teaching kapag hindi ko i-share sa mga learners. Diba? Alright. Okay, so guys, sandali lang i-ano ko muna yung text. Kasi spoiled kayo sa akin eh. I just leave my Zoom na naka-open na wala ako. Okay, I just choose host. Okay. Para makakontinue kayo in developing a good friendship nationwide. Alright. So guys, always remember that
Nothing can stop us from learning.
guys, bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you on Sunday.
Bye.
Yes, see you on Sunday.
Teacher.
Bye-bye.
That mic so bad.
Pa yung nagtatanong how to attend the advanced English? Sino yung nagtatanong sa advanced English? You can join, i-message nyo ako, I will give you the contact the login detail. Sino yung mag-attend ang schedule nun MWF? Okay? And then soon, i-announce ko, I need 20% may audience kasi I will develop a topic na ipopost sa YouTube. Kasi i-develop ko yung YouTube channel na ito na mga topics sa sino yung mag-volunteer ng mga sarili nila na willing. So of course, you have to complete the attendance. YouTube lesson yon, parts of speech lahat. So sa YouTube yon. The purpose is to share it sa YouTube para ma-share natin sa madlang people. So ipopost ko lang yan. Okay, bye-bye guys!
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Thank you po.
Teacher.
Bye. Thank you po.
Thank
Oh,
you
Angel,
po.
the new host.
Oh,
Bye,
so-
teacher.
oh my
Bye.
God.
Bye, teacher.
Wala,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Yes. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
The most powerful human being on earth. Angel.
Oh my God.
Ba, nagkuan. Host. Oh, you have the power.
I have the power.
It hurts to talk. I bit my tongue.
Ay, sadali. Bawiin ko
hear
muna
this?
yung pagiging host para ma-stop ko yung live.
Do you guys hear this?
Hala. Oh my God.
Angel,
Para
Angel.
ma-stop ko yung live.
Wanna mama